Hey guys, quick run through of our OT 1.2 and 1.4. So unpacking, you'll receive a solar panel. So 230 watt for the 1.4, 200 watt for the 1.2, and wide step ladder. Everything else is enclosed in the tent already, which we'll have a quick look at now. Unlatching the tent, pretty simple. We just flick those up. As everything is enclosed inside, these latches are on the loosest setting possible. So it's a good idea to grab an Allen key, which is included inside the tent in the fitting kit, loosen these two Allen keys and just slide this catch, this half, down so we get a nice snap when we close it once everything is out of the tent. Once the tent is unlatched, you can go ahead and open it, just like that. The gas struts will help it up, and bring your bungee cord down and lock it into the corners. Inside the tent, most importantly, installation manual. So if you miss anything in the video, just reference this or reach out to us. We've got shoe bags, roof rack brackets, solar brackets, condensation mat, roof bars, fitting kit, and spring steel poles for the rainfly. So the first thing you can do is go ahead and put this condensation mat underneath the mattress. You'll notice underneath we do have marine carpet as well. So marine carpet first, condensation mat, then mattress. While we're inside the tent, we may as well talk about some of the features. Obviously, we've got our signature 360-degree LED light strip and our 12-volt box in the corner. So 2 cigarette sockets, 2 USBs. To power the lights, we just go ahead and plug the USB port into the socket like that, and then turn it on with a little switch. So if you want it to be really bright, plug it in twice. If you just want it sort of dim how it is now, plug it in once. Inside, we've got storage pockets absolutely everywhere. So heaps on the roof for phones and keys, and then we do have some on the sides as well. Nice little new addition is our iPad pocket too, or tablet pocket, so you can watch Netflix up there. In addition to the tents, the last couple of months, we've added a window up here, which really helps in the cooler seasons. Let that, as hot air rises, it's good to get that out of the tent, which will help mitigate some of the condensation that can form inside tents. So that paired with the 12-volt fan will really help. Another thing you might notice is we've got glow-in-the-dark zipper pulls. So we've put them on every zip, but if you choose to only put them on the screens to help you distinguish between which door is which in the middle of the night, it's entirely up to you. We've just put them on every door. You'll notice we have 4 of these spring steels and 3 of these offset spring steels. Go ahead and demonstrate how to assemble these. So you'll notice there's actually 2 holes inside here, so we need to make sure the spring steel goes in on the angle, and that makes the rainfly come out taut. Start from the bottom, put it in the top is the easiest way. If you have to use these, the reason behind it is if you have an awning right against the car, this spring steel is going to foul with the awning. So we put a 105mm step in this rod here to go around the awning if needed, and it will just act like that. Common question we get with such a large rainfly is how does it handle wind? Common thing and tip we give everyone, if you're hearing a flapping noise in the night, 9 times out of 10 it's this pull down strap, and to avoid that, simply just throw it over the top and you'll be able to rest pretty easy with no noise. If it is too much, you can remove these spring rods and roll the awning up and tie it back on the toggles and sleep without this awning out in extreme weather. The tent up, we just begin by bringing this bungee cord back up. We just want to tuck this rainfly in like that. That just helps when closing it. The hack that we found over the past couple of years to help tuck all this canvas in around this strut is grab a 60cm Oki strap from Bunnings. They're about $5, green one. Hook it around this bungee cord to the other bungee cord, and that'll just help bring the whole tent together. Keep tension on this cord as it packs down, which will in turn help pull all this canvas in. From there, just grab our strap here, pull down, grab our handle, making sure to pull down from the middle of the tent, not from a corner. And then from the ladder, we can generally get most of that canvas in. And that's what I was demonstrating before. If you have that 60cm Oki strap, it'll make tucking that last little bit in a whole lot easier. So in the cardboard boxes inside the tent, this is everything you'll need. These are the roof rack brackets. These are the caps for the roof racks. They just slide in there like that, and go ahead and push those in. These are the solar panel brackets and the solar panel bolts. Fit the roof rack bracket to the roof rack, so obviously we use these Phillips head screws here with the nut underneath. Put that in, tighten it up. What we like to do is leave these a bit loose until they're on the tent, because we do have a bit of movement. If I tighten these up all the way, they're going to be fixed in this position, whereas they might need to be 5 millimeters this way, so good idea just to leave them loose. Next step would be to put these little square nuts in. If you're having trouble pushing them past this little joint here, it'll just be a bit of silicone in the way. Don't hesitate to grab a hammer or something and just give it a bit of a tap through like that. And then once they're all lined up with the hole centers here, you can go ahead and tighten these Allen key bolts into the channel nuts. So we've gone ahead and measured these, obviously, either side. Make sure they all line up, and then you can go ahead and tighten these up as we left them loose before. These brackets, they look very similar, whichever way you hold it, but they're actually directional. So the easiest way to see which way to set them up is if you sit them against the tent, they will sit lower to the tent. So this is how you want them to sit. This side needs to get fit to the panel. So maybe grab a pen or a pencil and mark it. Just to demonstrate, if we flip this bracket around now, it now sits level like this, how it should. And if it were the wrong way, this is how it would sit. So just make sure you've got that the right way, or these won't go on nicely. On the back of the panel, you'll notice we've got two 1 meter leads, positive and negative, with MC4 connectors. We do sell extension leads if you need them with MC4. Otherwise, feel free to put Anderson plugs on, whatever you want to do. Now this needs to go through a DC-DC or solar controller regulator of some sort. So make sure you do that, and if you're unsure, get an auto electrician to install the solar panel and run the cables. Underneath the tent, we've got an Anderson plug screwed to the bottom. So this Anderson plug will power the cigarette sockets and USB ports inside. This is run completely independent to the solar panel. So this needs to be fed from a power source. So you run a lead up to the tent to power this. At that power source, please install a 10 amp fuse. On the back of the tent, we do have two shoe bags which slide in on a sail track like that, and when you're not using them, store them inside the tent. Fitting the tent, we've got 8 of these 5mm plates and 8 85mm cup head stainless bolts. What needs to happen is these bolts need to go through the stainless plate like that. Do not just put the bolt in there. Make sure we're going through that plate. From there, we slide inside, and then these are designed to clamp around a roof rack. So some 50x50 box section or some RHS, something similar. From there, we put the other plate underneath and tighten up. The minimum spacing we need on these two clamps is 850mm, and the maximum spacing is 1600mm. If you're mounting directly to a canopy without load bars, what we recommend is removing one of the bolts, still using this plate, putting that inside, going through an internal support of the canopy, not just the flat aluminium skin. So through an internal support, and then putting some washers underneath and bolting through like that with 4 fixings at the very minimum. Here's the finished product of the tent. So very sleek with these new Roam Gear solar panels. What you'll notice is the solar panel actually sits lower than the roof rack, so you can put this in whatever orientation you want. If you want to put a rack on either side of the panel and run boards over the top, that's very handy and easy to do. We already went through how to mount the roof rack, so you could see how to adjust those and move those around.